Hello people and welcome to the first ever episode of Big Waffle Time. My name's Ainsley and I'm here joined with David Knowles and Harry Taylor. Right, and we're going to be doing some conspiracies for you today. Are you excited to hear some conspiracies, guys?
Yeah, I love Hitler.
We've got some juicy ones, very juicy ones. David's going to do one as well. Right, should we jump straight into it?
Yeah.
Right, so the first one is, right, Hitler didn't die in 1945.
I don't know this.
Yeah? And basically, so we all know the original story of Hitler, yeah?
He killed himself.
He did. He killed himself in a bunker with his wife. And apparently they burnt or something like that. They were meant to have burnt to ash. But this conspiracy says that in fact he never died. Well, he did die eventually, but not when reporters told him to. So, I'll start off by saying that declassified FBI files show that 10 years after the end of World War II, the US government spent millions of pounds ploughing money into trying to find Hitler. Now, why would they do that if he was dead?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it doesn't.
If they think that he's dead, why would they try and find him? Well, do you have any questions so far?
A lot of people didn't like him, so it kind of makes sense.
What, that
if
he
they
was
try to find him.
Yeah, because they want to know that he's dead, right? So clearly they haven't found him.
Well, it depends who told them that he was dead. If it was the Germans, they have no.
Yeah, well, apparently the story says that the Russians found him, and that the Russians took him to Moscow or something.
Well, we all know that.
But the burnt skull. But the thing is, the skull that they found, or the Russians found and took back to Moscow or whatever, they genetically tested that skull, yeah, and it was the skull of a 34-year-old woman, which could possibly be his wife. Yeah,
they killed as well.
Well, he might not have killed his. He might have killed his. He was a crazy dog.
Maybe.
So we don't actually know what happened to him. And then people think, well, the whole conspiracy is that he went to Argentina. Yeah.
Quality place, Argentina.
It's a good place. It's a good place to go. And there's loads of what they call them, rat holes, don't they?
Yeah.
To get out. Apparently there was loads of them. So, and also, which is dodgy, apparently some really rich Argentinian geezers, yeah. Apparently
Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi funded the Nazi.
Lionel Messi.
He funded the Nazi party apparently.
Lionel Messi funded.
So
the
that
Nazi
makes it
party.
all more realistic that Hitler went to Argentina because these Argentinians funded him. Okay, so what else we got? We got it was proven that lots of Nazis escaped.
Of course they did.
Top Nazis Hitler. Well, we don't know he escaped, but it was definitely proven that Nazis did escape, and there was one of them. I think I talked to you about him before. Well, I mentioned his name.
Oh, what was his name?
Yusuf
Mengele.
Yusuf Mengele.
No, what was I saying?
I don't know.
Mengele.
Mangalev or something like that. He's the guy that found. What did Mangalev do? He's something in Russia, right? Anyway, this Yusuf Mangale guy was called the Angel of Death, and he was
known.
Yeah, I remember the Angel of Death.
Yeah.
And he was known to have escaped. Then he was rotten. This guy was This guy was so bad. He was the one that tested on twins and stuff like that, and he merged them together and tried to find out whether, because this whole thing about I think I read that, the Aryan race.
Oh.
And how Hitler wanted the Aryan race. They thought that if this guy could figure out how to double people,
he wanted a clone army.
They could double the Aryan race, and we could have Star Wars Clone Army V2 Nazi edition. So
I'd
I'd watch that happily.
And then apparently these
Darth
Nazis, right? They set up this place in Argentina called Colonial Dignidad. Colonial Dignidad, yeah. And it was this weird place where, well, they said to all these people that it was going to be paradise and stuff, but when they actually got there, it was they're all slaves.
A bit like the Holocaust.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense considering they're Nazis. Why would you trust them? Why would you go there? Who would ever trust the crazy Nazi going, oh, come over here, I've got paradise?
No, you aren't.
Well, lots of people liked Hitler.
Did they?
He's very influential.
Well, the Germans, yeah,
Yeah.
clearly. Oh, crazy Russians as well.
Yeah,
Did they in World War Two though, or were they on our side?
they're on our side.
Yeah,
We helped them a little bit.
a little bit. They're a
Little
bit
bit.
big, but not very good.
Archduke Franz.
Anyway,
Ferdinand.
that is the whole conspiracy about Hitler, which I think is pretty mental.
Yeah.
Would
So
you-
do you reckon he's dead? He died in 1945.
He's alive right now.
I see. I don't know. I think it is believable. There's
Yeah.
an aspect to it that is believable, but the fact that they had no actual proof that he went there, but there's also no. I think for me it's a 50-50, and unless they find a body, they'll never.
They
We'll
never
never know.
found. They never found Hitler's
I
body.
think
did they?
out of 10, how believable do you reckon that is?
Good 5.33.
5.3. I'd give it a 4.7. I'd say it's less likely than him actually dying in 1945, but it's still pretty likely. David, what are you saying?
What, that he died?
This conspiracy that he didn't die? What would you rate out of 10 as believable?
5.9.
So you're going okay. So
Yeah.
David reckons that's the highest. Okay, so on average, it's about a 5. Right? Do you want to go with your one?
Yeah.
Right, go for
So
it.
9/11.
9/11. That awful thing.
There's 3 ways that 9/11 could have gone.
Right.
It was either allowed to happen by the government.
Well, first of all, we should clear up why actually happened.
Yeah. We just
So
in case no one knows.
this is the official story.
Mm-hmm.
It was planes were hijacked by Al Qaeda terrorists.
Yeah.
That flew into the Twin Towers and they collapsed.
Mm.
That is the official story.
That's what most people know to be true.
Yes.
That's the way we're. Yeah.
Now these are the conspiracies.
Mm-hmm.
It was either done by Al Qaeda without government knowledge, which is what the official story is. It was
Yeah.
either allowed to happen by the government,
Okay.
or it was done by the government.
So Al Qaeda still did it, but the government
Yeah.
allowed it to happen, and they knew about it, or that the government did it altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like 3 different intensities of the same thing, pretty much.
So for it allowed to happen,
Hmm.
they had inside knowledge that it was going to be done
Yeah.
by foreign authorities and their authorities,
Okay.
and they've done nothing about that. There's also a company organisation called
Yeah.
NORAD that
They do the Santa.
Santa
Santa. What?
Santa tracker.
Santa tracker.
He goes over the goal with him.
I don't understand the Santa tracker though. Why would you? Well, if you knew when Santa was coming, surely you just wait until he was at your house.
Ah, but you got to go to sleep before he comes.
Yeah.
He's got to come.
Or
Does it come?
otherwise you won't, and you'll try and find him.
Don't find Santa.
Don't find Santa, you won't get presents.
What? You never tried to find Santa when you were younger?
Might have like, set a camera.
Whole new conspiracy: is Santa real?
No,
I mean, it's
I
not a
think he's real.
conspiracy.
He's definitely real,
He is
100%.
real, obviously.
definitely.
Anyway, this is off track. Let's go back to 9/11.
Right, NORAD, which specialises in air defence.
And Santa.
Air defence.
Yep, more air defence than Santa this time. Yeah.
When a commercial plane is hijacked, they're prepared to send out fighter jets to try and shoot it down. They were told to stand down, the fighter jets,
Okay. By American
by
authorities.
NORAD.
Yeah.
Yeah, which maybe
Wait,
says
by
that
NORAD.
Was
by
there
NORAD.
was there audios that heard that conversation, or was that
Wait,
just a
NORAD
conspiracy?
told
just-
NORAD to stand down.
So NORAD, the organisation, told the fighter jets to stand down.
So they could have shot it, because that's what didn't make sense to me. Surely you would see this aeroplane coming, but a lot like you'd see that it was off track.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you bring it down? That's what's a bit dodgy in my opinion. Like you had the surely they had the chance to bring it down.
Yeah.
So
And
so
they knew
you're
about it as
you're
well.
saying that they did have the chance to bring it down, and they were told to not do it. Why would they do that? Is there a reason why they do that? Do you know?
But NORAD.
Why would they not? Doesn't matter. Why would they not? Why would they say to not bring the things down?
No, because the government. Just the government. It's dodgy guys.
Dodgy guys. All right. Anyway, we'll continue.
Right, these are for it's done by the government. So if I ask you a question, how many buildings came down on that day? What would you say?
It was a big tall thing like
Mm.
that. And it
Well, you know
fell-
they can't see you right
Yeah,
now,
no,
but
it's big
he's
and
doing a
tall.
rectangle.
big tall, and it fell on itself. It
What?
collapsed.
You're talking
Well,
about the Twin Towers?
Yeah. So you're saying the Twin Towers, but
The Twin Towers went
most
down.
people think there's 2 towers,
Two
right?
towers went down.
But there was actually a third. Wasn't
There was a
there?
third tower that went down that day called Building 7.
Building 7. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've heard about this.
apparently,
That's the thing. No one knows about it, which is suspicious altogether. Because why does no one know about it? Tell us, David. Tell us why.
that building's made out of steel,
Steel frame, yeah.
which apparently that building caught on fire. And there's also radio signals.
Still caught on fire.
Still caught on
An
fire.
alloy.
Yes.
An alloy. All right, I see.
There's also
How's that possible then?
radio, like firefighter radio,
Mm-hmm.
with people saying pull the buildings. Now, if a building's on fire,
So-
you don't pull
so-
the building.
So there's a radio.
There's a radio of firefighters saying pull the building.
So get rid of it, basically.
Yep.
Yep.
And it also takes weeks of planning to do that.
Yeah. Surely
Yeah.
It would, you can't just pull a
Yeah.
building out of thin air. Surely.
And damage from planes can't damage buildings that much. That's also the thing with the Twin Towers. They're also steel buildings, and that building would not have collapsed if it didn't have.
And
prior
also, that
knowledge.
plane was huge,
The
and
plane,
didn't only knocked one layer off,
Yeah.
didn't it?
Yeah, and
This is what a Boeing was. It a Boeing or an Airbus? One of the
I'm not
two.
sure,
but
but-
they're huge planes.
jet fuel from planes can't melt still. So why did it fall?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, so what you were saying about building 3, so
Building 7.
building 7. Basically, you were saying that this building that no one really knows about is kept quite undercover.
Yeah, it's quite. No one knows about it.
It went down because of a alleged fire,
A fire.
even though it's still framed.
Yeah.
But you're implying that well, the conspiracy implies that it was
Done by the government.
brought down.
Which is kind of similar to the Twin Towers because they're also made out of steel.
Yeah.
We also said jet fuel can't melt. Jet fuel can't melt the steel
Yeah.
frame of the building, and also aluminium planes can't like go through buildings because aluminium can't just penetrate steel like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, last one, done by Jews.
Done by Jews. So you're implying that 9/11 was done by Jews. Interesting.
Yeah. So on
So-
September 11th,
Mhm.
4,000 Jews took off work. Interesting. Why would they do that?
4,000?
4,000 Jews.
Out of nowhere, and this is
Yeah. 4,000 Jews took off work.
this is no special day either.
And they're
is it?
also the first to record the accident.
Interesting. I don't know about that.
So you're saying they've done it or they know about it?
Yeah, because they are two different things.
Yeah.
Either way, we don't know, do we? I think is that everything you've
Also
got?
one done by the government. The Pentagon, also on that day.
Yeah.
There's two sides of the Pentagon. There was one side where all the important people are, and there's one side where building work was going on, construction work.
Mm-hmm.
That is widely known. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
That building went into where all the building work was going on. Why did it go there?
Yeah.
Because all the important people, they didn't want to die and they knew about it.
Yeah.
That's why.
I think
Clear
you're onto
and done,
something there. Yeah, I think you are onto something.
So basically, you can pay the US government and they give you inside information about 9/11.
Seems all a bit too dodgy for my liking.
Yeah. So after all of that, Harry, what are you saying? Done by the government? Done by Al Qaeda, or allowed to happen by the government?
I reckon the government knew it was going to happen and they just let it happen.
Yeah, you
Like
think?
they got some information that Al Qaeda, when they were coming over, they were just like, allow
Yeah,
them
the
to
one
do
thing
it.
I have on that though, it's just I don't know why. There must have been something. Didn't they want to like trigger the war or something like that?
Who? Al
America,
Qaeda?
America, didn't they want to trigger the war with
Yeah.
Al Qaeda? They wanted. Surely they needed a reason. Maybe they didn't have enough or evidence about.
After everything, after the war in Afghanistan and Iran.
It certainly
Well,
it
that
certainly kicked it
kicked
off
it, yeah.
because once them planes went in, America erupted, didn't it?
Yeah.
In retaliation. Based on that, I don't know. It's a difficult one. I would probably. I do think there's something dodgy going on. I would say
Yeah.
I would agree with Harry saying that I reckon some people knew about it. I also believe that they could have stopped it if they wanted
Yeah,
to.
they could have stopped it.
I reckon they
NORAD.
thought if they stopped it, it's inevitable and they're just going to come back
Yeah.
with it fighting more.
Yeah, it's very strange. I would, believability wise, I'd give that. I'd bump it up there, 7.5 to 7 to an 8.
For
I
what
reckon,
that was allowed to happen.
that it was allowed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also got stuff about building 7.
It would never be proven. The
No,
American
it
government
never will.
would never
Yeah.
let that get out. But
Do you reckon they tell Trump all this stuff?
probably not. Let's not get into Trump, shall we? But
I
yeah,
don't reckon they do. I bet they keep.
as far as conspiracies go, that's a very convincing one, I think.
What about Area 57?
57.
Imagine, is it 57?
51.
Area 51.
It's just so dodgy,
That-
isn't it?
It's
That-
just
When Trump got into the office and he was told about that, imagine knowing about that. Like, you wanted to know all your
don't
life
know.
about Area 51. And then
Do you
finally
reckon
get
they told him
it's
about
just
that
a
though?
training base.
Is it though?
No,
Why
why
do
is
they keep it so secret?
Do they?
They really
Yeah, they do.
We don't know any. We don't even know if it's a training base. We've had no pictures, no evidence. It's just I don't understand. What if it was a training base? Surely
Maybe
they'd
it's where
let
they
us.
keep their weapons and they don't want other countries knowing what firepower they have.
Yeah, that's plausible. That is plausible.
Could be, yeah.
I think I've had enough of America for now on. We'll move on to something else. Right, this one is a bit dodgy. Now, this one was
Bit
brought
dodgy.
up by your guy. What's his name?
David Icke?
David Icke. This one was mainly platform. I think it was around before him, but he was the one that really introduced it. And he said that an elite cohort of reptiles rules the earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are the rulers of the earth, and Justin Bieber is one of those reptiles.
David Icke said this.
This is one of David Icke's like most famous things.
Right.
I think he's a great guy, right? But this one I can't get my head around. It says how many people do you reckon believe this theory?
Not many.
Not many.
How many would you say if you had to give a number?
In the whole world,
Yeah, in the whole world. So
100,000.
Yeah, about 100,000. That's what I was thinking.
12 million people believe this theory.
The world is run by reptiles.
12 million people believe that the world is run by reptiles. So I think that the reason they've said that Justin Bieber is one of them is because apparently, while in a concert, Justin Bieber shapeshifted and then came back as a reptile with claws and black
Is there a video of this?
scales. Apparently, I haven't seen it, but apparently there was eyewitnesses that saw this.
Eyewitnesses.
I've never heard about this. Yeah, and the whole thing is that these reptiles are like gaining political power and social power.
I can see the whole reptile thing, but Justin Bieber,
Nah, dodgy, innit?
no.
How do they gain?
How can a
social
lizard sing like that, or is it all auto tune? Another conspiracy theory is Justin Bieber all you auto tune.
power? Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so the whole thing is that they gain power over humans so they can manipulate
Yeah.
the human race. So how do I know that you're not reptiles?
No.
I don't know. Anyway,
Maybe you
I
are.
think it's very unlikely, isn't it? I think the believability of that is very low. I'd give it under 1.
I'd give the reptiles a solid 2.
2.
1
But
point.
Justin, he's just a little geezer.
So you think seriously there's a chance that we are ruled by reptiles?
Yeah,
Why reptiles? What's it about reptiles?
maybe not reptiles, but something that's
You know
not
that lizard
human.
man from Spider-Man or whatever that is? Is it
Green
Spider-Man?
Goblin.
No, the other one, the scientist that turns into a lizard.
What?
You never seen that? I don't know. He drinks a potion, he turns into a lizard.
Oh, Mr. Hyde. Yeah, that
Nah,
Mr.
no.
Richard.
All right, then that's enough about reptiles. Let us know what you think about that because that is a shocker. The next whole thing, conspiracy or not, it's massive. Everyone knows this, but I want to talk about flat earthers.
Oh,
So-
Give me your instant opinions on flat
Zero
earthers.
0 out of 10. Not
Oh,
believable.
right.
Honestly,
it's
it
not,
No,
is-
it's like, I don't care that you shot a little rocket into Antarctica. All right, no one cares.
There are so many people that genuinely believe that Earth is flat.
That is stupid.
Yeah, so their argument, their whole argument is, I was watching like this Good Morning Britain episode, and they had these.
God of tears.
I do love it, and they had this people on, and they were saying that the whole theory is, you can't. The Earth is flat because you can't see the bend. You can't
Well, you
see it
can.
with your eyes, apparently.
Well, we've
And-
done laser tests.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Apparently, this geezer did a laser test
Across a lake.
in a lake.
No one cares.
In a lake, and was there curve? No, there wasn't.
Maybe because it's a tiny little lake.
But yeah, this is ridiculous. And also the other argument they had, that water always finds a level. Seems to me like they don't know what gravity is.
Yeah. Gravity.
Isaac Newton? Who's that? Who's Isaac Newton? I don't know what gravity is. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, where's the end? If the Earth is flat, where's the end?
You would
When do
reach
we
an
just
end.
fall off
They
the
believe,
end?
some believe that in the middle is like a bit of Antarctica, right?
In the middle of what? The flat Earth.
the flat. So imagine it's a big disc.
Is there another side to this
Yeah.
flat Earth?
Imagine it's a disc. It doesn't make sense, but they believe that around the edge is like a crust of like Antarctica, like waste, like.
He's trying to do this with his hands, but he's not helping.
It's a big coin, right? Big old coin.
Big old
Coin.
coin.
In the
2p.
middle.
Oh, it's
2p.
it's circular flat.
Yeah,
I
what do
thought
you
they
think?
believed that it was a big rectangle. Yeah.
No, it's big coin, right?
Yeah.
And around the edge.
Did you think it was a rectangle?
No, flat
Oh, I've
Earthers.
got-
Flat Earthers believe it's a 2p coin.
Oh, I thought it was. They thought it was
And
a
around the edge
rectangle.
of the coin,
Yeah.
there's like Antarctica, like tundra, like all,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the stuff
yeah.
you can't go in there,
Yeah.
right? And that's around the edge, and there's a bit in the middle, and then the other side, don't know what's on there, but we're all on the top.
So they're saying you can't go through the tundra. If you go through the tundra and the rainforest and that, you die. Eventually you'll fall off. Or you'll just end up... It's just stupid.
But then how does the sun work? How do some people have light and day?
This just doesn't make sense. And they say that these
It
people...
rotates.
That they also believe that space doesn't exist, which is stupid. And we've had conversations with people in space that can see the curve and the roundness of the Earth, and they just say they blame it on the windows.
There's
They blame it
also
on
about
the
the
windows.
moon landings that didn't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, I haven't looked into that, but yeah, the people think that the moon landing wasn't real. I don't know really too much about
Because
it.
there's a
As
video.
far as I'm concerned,
There's a video from the moon. There's also a video from.
but the thing is about that video from the moon, it was very dodgy, wasn't
There's
it?
a video from the moon,
You can hardly see a thing.
and there's also a video. Was it a movie or an advert that looked exactly like it?
But the counter to that, they sent rovers up, and these rovers have genuine good cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that theory, but yeah, so about flat Earth, we're all saying that there's just
There's
no
more chance that we're run by lizards
The-
than the Earth
Yeah,
is flat.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
There's more chance that lizards rule
Rubbish.
us
Absolute
than-
rubbish.
Yeah, flat Earth is stupid. Right, next one. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Right, yeah, I've got it. Right, so the next one is... Now, this is going to be very short, because this one isn't exactly believable. So, hear me out. The Israeli government has a pack of evil GPS-equipped sharks.
That's believable.
10.
10.
Immediate. It makes sense.
The only bit of research I've got on this is that loads of sharks attacked Egypt one year,
That's
And they-
that's not.
and
Isn't
they
Israel land?
and they found a GPS on it. Apparently,
Is it not? Oh no, it's on the edge, isn't it?
Israel, yeah, it's on the edge, isn't it? It's like, yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's true. It's true.
so that's the whole point.
They could be using the sharks to find submarines with nuclear weapons on them
Oh,
as a
alright.
spy.
But how do you get a GPS on a shark? And
Just
how
You
do
get-
put GPS in humans.
You put GPS on like lions and stuff like that to track
just
them.
yeah,
shove
the
it in.
migration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a shark's a bit different.
Oh,
It's in water. It's
you shove it in.
but still
Not-
okay. But still, even once you've got the GPS on the shark,
Right.
how do you control where it goes?
You don't. You just see what it does.
Well, this says that they got the GPS on them and they
The
sent
robots.
them to Egypt.
How do we know that flies aren't robots?
The whole point is that the Israeli government can control these evil GPS sharks and send them to Egypt whenever they want.
Maybe they're not sharks. Maybe they're just robots.
Good robot.
No, but they can like cut them open, couldn't they? Well, they obviously knew they were sharks.
Nah, rubbish. Take
No,
it
but
back. Not a 10.
What do you think?
4.
What if, yeah? Screw the nuclear war. Donald Trump, he's sitting there with his red button about to blow North Korea up.
North Korea.
Or whatever, they used to have their little beef, didn't
It's
they?
different
He
now.
smashes the button and bang, 10,000 sharks just come out of the water and try and take over North Korea. And then when they get out of water, they're like waddling about
Slap Kindred in the face.
with their fins. Yeah. Talking of fins. Actually, no,
no,
we'll get onto that later. We'll get onto that later. We'll get onto
Talking
fins
about
later.
it's all-
Okay, so what are you saying for the Israeli government then? What are you giving them out of 10?
I'll rate
4.
the Israeli government, yeah, but no sharks.
4. You think there's you think you genuinely think that the Israeli government have a pack of evil sharks?
Not evil, just spy sharks.
Do you reckon no offence to anyone Israeli, but do you reckon they're that clever to like be able to do that?
They're pretty.
Yeah.
Are they? They're not exactly an advanced country though, are they?
They've got like you know,
They've got their
Jerusalem.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerusalem is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm giving that 1.
0.5.
0.5.
Maybe a 2.5.
So David's going the highest. 2.5, 1 and 0.5. Alright, now we're talking of Finns. Finland.
Oh, right.
Finland. Where's Finland, lads?
Next to Sweden.
Next to Sweden, in between Sweden and Russia. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, it's in that little bit of ocean. But this conspiracy theory says that Finland does not exist. It doesn't exist. Right, so this is the story. Apparently, in the Cold War, Japan and the Soviet Union worked together to spread the lie that there was a landmass between Russia and Sweden called Finland. Yeah? You got that?
Yeah.
And they did this, right? This is a very, very important reason to make up a piece of land. They wanted all the good fish.
Perfect. That's such a good reason to.
Literally makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like, make up a whole country just to get good fish. Well, they did that,
I mean, it's Russia.
and they'd get this fish. Russia would get all this fish from the space that Finland was in, and they'd send it across the Trans-Siberian Railway, which ran across Russia, and they'd give it to Japan. So that's how they got their fish.
Trans-Siberian
Yeah.
Railway.
And also, Finland, well, it was meant to be filled with giants.
What?
The Soviet Union and Japan said that Finland was filled with massive giants, and they were all really clever. So we had a load of genius giants.
Like Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
So it does
Giant
exist.
donkeys jumping around.
It does exist.
And also, they said that Finland, everything in it was made of wood.
I mean, it's true.
Literally everything.
So
It's true.
it does exist.
They eat
It
wood.
was just made recently.
You can't make a country.
I mean, you can.
Oh, okay, that sounds stupid. You can technically. You can't get the mass of a country. Actually, isn't that a thing? Didn't they literally man-made a country in like
Or a
Dubai,
bit
like
of
a
a
city in
little
Dubai,
Yeah.
I mean,
or
yeah.
something like that?
Well, the mass was there.
Anyway, yeah, but
Yeah, they made like.
so the theory says that Finland doesn't exist, and they only said it exists because Japan made it up. What are you saying?
I reckon that Finland existed.
Existed, so it doesn't anymore. Where's Timo Pukki?
He lives in bloody Leicester. That's
Leicester.
where he is.
Yeah. Okay.
Leicester.
So you're saying.
Wherever he
So
plays
you're
for.
saying that Finland existed.
No, it still
It
exists.
still exists.
And it still exists back then and all. But Russia was like, we don't want them coming here, we want our fish.
So they still wanted to fish.
They wanted the fish, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So he made up all the stuff about the giants and the wood and the
Yeah.
giant wood.
Yeah. I can safely say that I believe Finland exists.
You ever been to Finland?
I haven't.
Or
I have not been to Finland.
been to Norway?
No.
Netherlands?
What are you gonna say,
Yes,
sir?
I have been to the Netherlands. I also want to go to Norway. It's pretty good.
Who does Timo Pukki play for?
Sweden.
What? Are you an idiot?
Joking.
He plays for Norwich, didn't he?
Yeah, he plays for
Norwich.
Norwich.
Yeah, he's got like 6 goals in 2 games at the beginning of the season and like died. So yeah, I think that is everything. I was gonna go into that, but never mind. So there's been some pretty juicy
Yeah.
conspiracies going on there.
I've got some good conspiracies in my noggin.
You do, and so does everyone listening.
Jay-Z did 9/11.
Who?
No.
Oh,
Jay-Z.
shush your
Joking,
mouth, mate.
joking.
Shush your mouth.
That had nothing.
So
Bush did 9/11.
I think that's wrapped everything up then.
Bush did 9/11.
Please stop waffling. They
I
want to
mean,
go.
it is the waffle.
It is
They-
big waffles.
They've had enough of listening to
Bush
us.
did 9/11.
So, all right, okay, David, that's enough. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. We will probably be uploading another one very soon. Appreciate it if you've made it this far, and we will see you next time on Big Waffle Time. See you later.
Bin Laden's a fake.
Right, bye. See you later.